Okay, so welcome everybody. I am so excited to have you all here for this year's Spring Clean and for making the decision to really care for yourself this season and for years to come. I know there's a lot of information available to you out in the world today, as well as in our group, and when we have events like this where we have guest speakers. But to make the most out of this, get out your workbooks, the Spring Clean workbooks I sent to your email, and it's really a good guide that lets you take notes as we go and track your progress. So without any further ado, I'm going to introduce our first guest. This is Vicky Hachy. She's a holistic nutritionist as well as a health food store owner. I met Vicky when I was pregnant for Finn. She was one of the first ladies that I met in this town of Dundas. And Vicky really welcomed me into her home and her life, which was an amazing experience for me, especially as a single pregnant woman in a brand new city. So I really am excited to have her here and be a part of this with us today. So here's Vicky.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashley. I am going to share the screen now because for me, whenever I speak, I like visuals. I remember better with visuals, and it just, it stays with you better. And let me just find the share again. Just one sec. Oh. Plus, it also helps me keep on track. So there we go. So as Ashley said, I'm a registered holistic nutritionist. I've been practicing nutrition, well, I graduated in 2005, so that's about 14 years, but my journey started way before that with my son and just food sensitivities. They weren't allergies. It wasn't enough for the doctor to do anything about it, but I noticed when I took dairy out of his diet, when I took wheat out of his diet, he was a totally different child. And back then, so this is going maybe 21 years ago, you didn't have the almond milk like you have today. You had the Tetra Paks. You didn't have the variety that we have today. So since then, I've opened up a practice. I do allergy sensitivity testing and helping people work through their sensitivities or intolerances, mostly environmental right now for April, spring plants and pollens. And the last 2 years, I had the opportunity to open up a health food store. I franchised a health food store called Good Health Mart. And so, yeah, so it's busy. It's busy. And I should also say I also do Arbonne as because I have nothing else better to do. But I love Arbonne. I love the products, and I've always gotten good results. So I put this up just so you know a little bit about me: a wife, a mother, a sister, friend, a runner, a trail lover. That's what's on my Facebook account, I believe. And on my Instagram, a registered holistic nutritionist, BIE Practitioner, small business owner, global business entrepreneur, and that's on my Instagram account. And we all know that those platforms don't lie. So that's a little bit about me. I'm just going to say, though, in the last 2 years since having my health food store, sorry, I don't know if you see that line on the top, so I don't know how to get rid of that. In the last 2 years since having my health food store, one of my goals was to be recognized within my industry. And so you see this publication. So I was published in the last year and a half, and then in another publication related to nutrition or this industry, holistic industry, someone snapped my husband and I acknowledging our 1 year anniversary. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then another goal I had was to be recognized as an expert or a go-to health food store, supplement store in my city, which is Hamilton. So the city of Hamilton awarded us a business appreciation award, and that's what that plaque is. So it's quite an honor in just doing business only for 2 years, less than 2 years, to have these accolades. And so I'm very honored and excited of what the year has in store, the future. Anyway, so let's get into our talk. And everyone's doing spring cleanse to some degree, whether it's elimination or keto diets or gluten-free, vegetarian, vegan. Like, everyone's doing something to just clean up their diet. So I want to ask you today, what are your goals? So is it to get healthy, just to eat better, lose weight, detox, cleanse, increase your energy, better sleep, increase muscle mass, hormone fluctuation? What are your goals in just feeling better and doing diet changes? So what's going on? It's become so complicated now. Things are so here's an example. You invite people over to your house, and so, oh, you have a gluten intolerance. Oh, you have a nut intolerance. You have no dairy. So what do you serve these people? So it gets really, other than vegetables. And then someone says, well, I can't have that dip. And what's in your dip? So it gets really complicated. It wasn't like this before. So to me, I think I look at the gut as well. So it's getting complicated in what to eat, but you can't go wrong in just eating vegetables. So 4 simple steps to regain your health. So for me, it's like consume better quality nutrient-dense food. And even sometimes, if you're not buying organic, sometimes you question the vegetables that you're getting. Because they're doing different things to our food supply, which is really sad. So consume better quality nutrient-dense foods. And what I mean by that is, whole foods. Balancing your blood sugar. Now, I just had a gentleman come in this morning, which I was really excited to hear this. But I gave him a little sample of some fiber, and he's been working on his blood sugar for quite some time, couple of years. He doesn't want to go on any insulin. And, it's hovering, but he said it's never gone down. And what he tells me, clean diet. He just introduced fiber, this fiber blend. And he came in today and he asked me for another sample. He didn't want to buy the bag because he wanted to see if his theory was right. I said, sure, please try it. And he said his blood sugar came down. So sometimes just tweaking, just adding some fiber can change everything. Balance your blood pH levels, so acid, alkaline. We know that if we're acidic, that's where disease can harbor, and we get sick. Support your eliminating organs by removing toxins. So if you're eating a plant-based diet or nutrient-dense food, naturally those toxins should be getting eliminated, but toxins live in our muscle tissue, so it could be years and years, depending on your lifestyle and what you did before. It can take years before toxins can be eliminated. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that as we go along. So I think we're all familiar with the macronutrients of fat, carbs, and proteins. So I want to introduce you to the liver, Mr. Liver, or Mrs. Liver, if you like. He has no gender. I call the liver, beside your heart and your lungs, the liver is the most important organ in your body and most underappreciated. So what does the liver do? And I also call the liver the multitasker, the ultimate multitasker. So it metabolizes fats, carbs, proteins. It balances hormones. So hormones can be your estrogen, it can be your testosterone, but also can be your insulin. And it eliminates toxins. So if we're eating a diet that's processed foods, or we have a pop at the end of the day, or whatever our vice is, coffee even, it's a toxin to the body. And so the liver is spending more time trying to eliminate those toxins that it doesn't have time to process the fats, the carbs, the proteins, or even balance the hormones. So when I have people come and see me, I always want to see a food journal, because that will tell me or give me some indication what's going on, why they have such hot flashes or terrible menstrual cramps. It gives me a good indication that maybe they have too much toxins and they have to, tweak what they're doing. So that's our liver. And so I like to say, give your liver a long weekend. Basically, we're coming into spring, and we'll, do this big clean up of our house. We'll, clean up the yard, clean our cars, but we never, take a break, give our digestion a break, and clean out our internal organs. And the liver never sleeps. It works 24/7. Another amazing thing. So what happens when those toxins get into our body and the liver doesn't know what to do with it? What do we do in our homes? When we'll get to it later, we might have a junk drawer or a junk closet, and I'll get to it later. Well, the liver kind of does the same thing. It just stores, if it doesn't have time to deal with something, it'll just store it in a fat cell, and then I'll get to it later. But oftentimes it never has a chance to get to it later. So if one of your goals is weight loss, sometimes just removing those toxins, and you can start losing weight. Like I get women, they'll plateau at their weight and they're stuck and they can't move. So just by eliminating some toxins, and then it jumpstarts things again. Or, you can do cleanses where you can buy lots of products and then you're on the toilet a lot of the times. And that's fine if that's what you want to do, but you can also do it through diet, but it'll take a little bit longer. And I always say support your liver. Okay, let's see here. So here's just little simple things. People do the lemon water first thing in the morning. So just, a glass of water, squeeze some lemon and drink. And that's like a gentle liver cleanse or flush, but it also gets your digestive enzymes going so that your next meal, your enzymes are already ready to break that down. So think about if you're a bacon and egg person in the morning, or if you do shakes, or if you do cereals in the morning. So that's like heavy on your gut. You may not feel it because you're in a hurry trying to, get the kids off to school or get yourself ready for work. So you might not feel it, but all of a sudden it's like a jolt to your digestive tract. And it's like, okay, start digesting, because you have fasted for 12 hours or 16 hours, however long it was. So lemon water is just preparing the digestion tract to introduce it to food. Eat bitters. Another great thing for detoxing. So the tongue has 4 taste buds: sweet, sour, bitter, and salty. So we do a lot of sweet, we do a lot of salty, or maybe you don't, but those are probably the more common ones. And we may do a little bit of sour, but we don't do a lot of bitters. So introduce more bitters into your diet. So what are bitters? You can buy, they're called Swedish bitters, so they're just bitter herbs. Dandelion bitter. Now here, coffee is bitter, but we put cream and sugar in it to mask the taste. Not everyone. Yeah, and greens tend to be bitter as well. But what do? We pour on this processed salad dressing. So if that's you, then just oil and vinegar. That should be your salad dressing. You need the fat to break down the greens, but all these commercial salad dressings, you're just throwing your money away. And they're rancid. They're they're either soy oil or canola oil, which are rancid oils, and they cause inflammation in your body. Artichoke milk, this will all supporting and have an affinity to your liver. All right, so this is a quote I love telling people, I love to use, and it's something when I do talks, it says, the big hurdle in most people's lives in breaking the pattern of dietary choices is familiarity. So just imagine yourself going to the grocery store or whatever shop you go to get your food, and you kind of, it's a routine, right? You either shop on the outer edges and you might visit one or two aisles in between, but you just go and you grab, and you don't mindfully think about it because it's familiar to you. So you just know where you're going. But for dietary changes, it can be a stretch, it can be uncomfortable and requires prep time, but in the end, the results are rewarding. So what I mean by that is, if you're a grocery shopper and you're shopping in the middle aisles, well, stretch yourself to shop on the perimeter. And what happens is, and I'm not saying this is you guys, but I'm finding this generation, they'll pick up a sweet potato. Well, I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how to cook it. I don't know how to prepare it. So we need to be teaching our children how to prepare real food is another thing. And so that's your stretch, right? Because we're kind of comfortable with going to the frozen section, which I should say, in grocery stores now, the frozen section is the most profitable of all departments in a grocery store. And why is that? Because it's already prepared foods that's packaged and easy to, throw in your oven, throw in your microwave, and there's dinner, kids. So making those changes, being mindful. If you're not a whole food cooker, then learn how to do that. Crock pots or instant pots are fantastic to doing that. So in my home, and so as I said, I have a busy lifestyle. I'm a big crock pot cooker, or I make soups or stews, then we have it, the next day or the next day, depending. And I know it's real ingredients, and I love doing that, so that I'm not spending every day in the kitchen prepping. So how do I get started when I'm so busy as it is? So let me tell you, I've always been a big component of whole foods. The one thing I do is protein shakes. So my kids are 23 and 24 now, and they grew up on protein shakes. And we've done all kinds of protein shakes over the years, from soy to whey to vegan. And I get good results with them because I know, as I say, doing a plant-based, sometimes you're not always getting into getting all the nutrients you need. And that's why I like protein shakes. It's a great way to start your morning and start your day. So I'm also an Arbonne independent consultant. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I won't, bore you. You know what I should do? I know why it's doing this. Sorry. Just show, this is, I'm sorry. This is my new computer. And so I'm used to the other way that it used to be. Oh, I'm just looking for the show. Sorry, guys. Oh, well, if this is okay, then play. Here we go. Play slideshow. There we go. Sorry about that. So I've been doing Arbonne for 6 years. I've seen really good results with the products, with my clients, with my family, and so that makes me happy because that's what I want. Ultimately, that's what you want: good health and energy and stamina for your daily activities. So what I like about Arbonne, their protein shakes, it's pea protein, cranberry, and rice, and it's never been tested on animals, and there's no animal byproducts. So what's an animal byproduct? Honey is an animal byproduct. So vitamin D is an animal byproduct, but you can get vitamin D because it comes from lanolin, it comes from sheep. But Arbonne's vitamin D is from mushrooms. So there's no animal byproducts whatsoever in their products. And so, that list I said, gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, there's none of that in their essential line. So that's their meal replacement. So 20 grams of protein, and that's a great way to start your day because I did this experiment. This is a number of years ago. If I start my morning with a protein, I'm not craving carbs at night, like after dinner and you're sitting around or maybe not, but I'm not craving carbs at night. When I have a protein in the morning, it keeps my blood sugar stable and I don't have these dips where I need to get something, to get me through till lunchtime. Oops, how did that happen? Oh, you know why? Because I did two fingers. So some people don't want the essential part. They just want the protein. And so I love this for seniors because they're buying Ensure and they're buying Boost. And all that is soy and sugar and corn and then your vitamins. But it's terrible stuff, sorry to say. But it's all marketing and it's just, it's not a good product at all. But so I like recommending this to my senior clientele because they can add it to their soup, they can add it to their yogurt if they do that, or applesauce, and if they do shakes, they can add it, and it's so much better for them. Let me go back. And then greens. So again, wintertime, we don't get enough greens, and this is a nice way to add some greens to your diet, and greens also help cleanse the liver. And then here's the body cleanse. These are really, really nice. It's lemon and ginger. And so basically you would pour it into a big container of water and you drink it, sip it for the day. Now, choline is a B vitamin and again, has the affinity to the liver. So when we're detoxing, there's phase 1 and phase 2. A lot of people just do a phase 1 liver detox, and choline will help get to that phase 2 where it's a little bit deeper and you might like break out or have those flu-like symptoms depending on what's going on, but it'll bring you into that phase 2, and that's really what you want if you're going to do a cleanse and stick to it. But diet is key, and you can do all these other add-ons as well. So omega-3, again, no fish in here because there's no animal byproducts. This is an algae with flax oil, and fats are so important for our brain, for our eyes, for our joints. Really important to get some good fats in your diet. Now I know, like say for your vegan friends, you do coconut or avocado, or flax seed oil, but sometimes you need a little bit more. And so this has the algae with it. This, if coffee, you're having trouble with coffee or soda pop, this is a great replacement for that. It has guarana, which has a little bit of caffeine, which is natural caffeine, and then some B vitamins to give you a little bit of energy. So Arbonne has this 30-day healthy living challenge. I shouldn't call it a challenge. I should say healthy living changes, really. So if that's something you're interested in and want to make some changes and not sure where to go with what you're doing, then please reach out to me. I'm a nutritionist, so I can help you along. And maybe this is not all for you, but if there's things you want to tweak, but I would highly recommend doing a protein in the morning for sure. And like I said, I've been doing it for years. My kids grew up on it. They did not do cereals going to school. So, call to action. So you're doing this whole month program, and what do you need to do? Like where do you start? So reach out to Ashley, reach out to me or some of the other speakers that are here. How do you see yourself journeying in the next 30 days? What do you see yourself doing? What changes do you want? It's your own personal goal. So what are you wanting to see for yourself? Where do you want to see yourself May 4th from now? So you could join the 30-day challenge. We'll set you up. I'll attach you to another group if you want. Arbonne has some great skincare. So another thing, when I was talking about toxins, it's not just what we eat, but it's what we put on our skin as well, and that also the liver has to process. I love referrals, so if this is not for you, then please send them off to me. I would love that. And side shuffle. So I have a friend, she's a lawyer, and she's been working her Arbonne business as a side shuffle. She travels to Toronto every day from Hamilton. So by the end of the week, it's 20 weeks of travel. And she says that's like a part-time job for other people. So her goal is to eventually build her Arbonne business so that she doesn't have to be, doing that travel and working for the firm that she works with. So if that's something, if you have more month than money, if something that you're looking into, please again reach out to me as well. And you know someone else who would like extra dollars in their pocket at the end of each month. So those are just some call to actions for you. Let's see here. Oh, so it means making everyday choices today that will impact your health and well-being for the rest of your life. So sometimes, like I said, it's those little tweaks. So if you drink coffee, stop the coffee. Sometimes just one little simple thing, you know, if you're a pop drinker, stop the pop drinking. One little thing can, you know, you'll see the impact. You know, what is it, 21 days to form a habit, 5 to 11 months to see the results of that. So if your habit, whatever it is, if it's dietary or maybe it's exercise, you need to do some exercising. So we just started, my daughter and I, we're going to the stairs now that the snow has melted, and we're going like once a week right now, but because of our schedule. So if we can be consistent with that, and it'll be, see what 5 months by the end of the summer, see what the stairs, the implications of that. So that would be, I think there's 280 steps, up and down kind of thing. So food for thought. Let me see. Oh, so today, you know, and I know the past generation, it was all about fast food, but really it's about slow food. Planning and preparing the week or month ahead eliminates the fast food options. So, you know, Sunday, Saturday, whatever day, think of your week ahead. How can you prepare? You know, it's grocery shopping, prepare for your week ahead so that you're not coming home or driving by, like even going home, you can drive by so many fast food places. So here in my plaza, I have 3 fast food places. And they're busy. They're really busy. No coffee spots, so that's nice. But yeah, so they're busy. So that's a little bit about me. That's about my talk. And I apologize, I don't know how to get rid of that thing on the top. Is there any questions or thoughts, comments? I would appreciate that. I'm going to get out of here now. Sorry. That's it, Ashley.
Do you have any questions at all, Chantal?
No, I don't. I'm very familiar with the 30-day program. I'm actually doing the cleanse like right now.
Oh, good. It's nice, eh?
Yeah, it's my third round going through it, and I definitely learned a lot doing the 30 days.
Good.
Yeah. So I'm very familiar with it. I'm even in like extra groups just to see how they're teaching it and stuff, and see if I learn something different every time.
Yeah. So who's your upline?
I'm Gina something. She's in Newmarket area.
All right.
She's going for the nation right now.
Awesome. So yeah, that's awesome. Good. Sorry, you know what? I don't know how to get this. I don't know where my mouse went to. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so just I guess to wrap up then, Vicky, do you want to just let everybody know how they can find you, how they can find your store, your website, all that kind of stuff?
Okay, sorry, just give me a sec. Here we go. Am I still on? Because I lost you guys. But so I have a health food store in Hamilton. It's called Good Health Mart, and it's at 640 Mohawk Road West, Upper Paradise and Mohawk. You can also find me on Facebook. It's facebook.com Good Health Mart Hamilton, or Instagram Good Health Mart _Hamilton. If you, as a nutritionist, if you just go to my website, Talk to Vicky, Vicky, I'm also there as well. Okay.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Vicky, for your time and sharing all this great information with us.
Yeah.
Just to close up, I want to remind everybody that tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we're doing our new moon meditation. It's going to be the same kind of platform, and I will be recording it. So I look forward to seeing you guys there. Have a good night, everyone, or good rest of the day. Bye.
Thanks, Ashley. Thank you. Thanks for hosting.
Yes, thank you.